All right, man, we're here with another episode of What It Is, all right? And today we are here with another two fabulous ladies. First of all, we have Mala. Say hi.
Hi.
And over here, we have Peruvian Goddess.
The Peruvian Goddess.
My bad.
Hello.
The Peruvian Goddess. Okay. Now, this topic we're going to talk about, because last time we hit on women and society and their roles with men and all that type of stuff. Today, I want to hit on more of the relationship aspect when it comes to men versus women. Okay, so first I'm going to ask, are you guys you're both single?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you first, the Peruvian Goddess. Why do you think you're single? What are the reasons?
I am single. I know I'm single because I realized that my energy wasn't being properly invested. So I took that back and put it into myself. And like, honestly, on a personal level, I'm doing way better for myself.
So you're more focused on yourself right now?
Yeah, because me, when I'm in a relationship, I'm very like nurturing. I dedicate myself to my partner.
Right.
And so like this time around, I'm like, you know what, let me put that energy into myself and see how that works out.
That's a natural role, I believe, for women, just to have that nurturing, that caretaking ability. All right, Mala, why do you think you're single?
I feel like I'm single, and I just realized that nobody can handle me.
Okay. Okay. When you say nobody can handle you, what does that mean? What does that mean? Elaborate.
I feel like someone can, but like I feel like I haven't found that person yet because it's like I have like so much energy too. Like I have a lot of.
You have a lot of energy, girl.
I just got a lot of energy,
right?
And a lot going for myself. So I feel like that intimidates a lot of guys. You know what I mean? And then, might bring out some insecurities. But I also know that I'm not willing to accept anything less than what I deserve because.
So you have standards that you.
Yeah, I have high expectations for what I want from someone to give me in a relationship because I know that I can give 150% to a relationship.
Right.
Right. So I don't feel like I should be getting any less than that. You know what I mean?
That's a great answer.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to ask you guys to describe what your ideal man would be like what are some of the traits that you believe that this partner that you're looking for would have? What would you say some of those traits are, or a list, or whatever you want to give?
Definitely loyal.
Mm-hmm.
He has to be a little bit romantic, open-minded, has to have like a entrepreneur mind state where it's like you want more in your life for yourself.
Okay.
You're not just comfortable doing like a 9 to 5.
Ambitious.
Yeah, ambitious. Good communicator.
Okay.
You have to be comfortable like, expressing yourself and talking about your feelings. And I'm pretty sure there's more. You have to be tall and sexy.
Tall and sexy? Okay. What about financially? Is there an amount that he has to be making?
Financially, you have to be stable and you have to have more than what I have.
Okay, so what is stable and what is more than you have?
Stable, you have to have a stable income. Like you can be like a lot of entrepreneurs, sometimes it's hard for people to have a stable income, but you have to have like something that comes in regularly.
Yeah.
And then you can have your side hustles or whatever, you know what I mean?
So a stable 30,000 a year, a stable.
No, oh my God.
What are we talking? A stable 40,000.
At least, I don't know. With inflation now, what's comfortable living? Like at least 60. I know, right?
At least 60.
I'm being humble. Yeah, at least 60.
At least 60.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you? What's your ideal man, Mala?
Okay. When I picture my ideal man, I picture someone who is like super, super balanced, and what I mean by that is. You gotta be street smart, because it's, you gotta be with the shits. My name's Mala, right? So
okay.
It's like, you gotta know what's on the other side. I don't really want a square. And then also a business and professional side, someone that's the best of both worlds to me because it's like you came from wherever you came from and then you evolved.
Right.
And that evolution is just so attractive to me.
Right.
You grew into this person.
Women do love that in men. Mm-hmm. They love that's a funny dynamic between men and women, and it's actually a negative for women that a lot of people don't pay attention to. Women love men with scars and stories and backgrounds that came from something, but we don't realize is that like women don't when women come with backgrounds and scars, men don't really like that. You ever notice that?
It's not like we don't like it. Like, it's just the trauma aspect, like, you gotta learn to come come strong from that, you
Right.
know, because like if you're not like we don't want someone who's traumatized and then just keeps like using it as an excuse.
Right, right.
No.
Thank you.
You have to somewhat like heal or start healing from your traumas.
Right. You don't want somebody who's emotionally or mentally damaged, obviously, who's going through something at any point. But what I mean is like, okay, I'll give you an example. Let's say Brittany Renner, right? Brittany
I
Renner,
don't know who that is.
you don't know who Brittany Renner is? Brittany Renner is a social media personality who is known for getting with athletes, getting with a lot of these guys and being upfront and out loud and just proud of it.
Kind of like feminism.
Right, and not hiding it, right? Like a lot of
Yeah.
people would kind of be background. She lets it out. She's written a book about it and everything like that. And when she goes out and does these things and says these stories, she gets hit from it. She gets total negatives. There she is on the screen right there. That's her.
Oh yeah, I seen her.
You remember? You recognize her now?
Yeah, I never like cared about her name. I was just like, she's
Right.
cool.
So she gets hit all the time for her things, right?
Yeah.
But if she was a man doing the exact same thing that she was doing right now, she would be getting praised,
Yeah.
right?
Is she?
Absolutely.
By other men or by women?
If there was a
Like,
man
women praise
who
them.
was getting all of these famous women all the time and he was living the life and they were paying for everything for him and he didn't have to do anything, a la Kevin Federline. There's a lot of men who look at Kevin Federline and are sitting there like, "Oh,
He did it.
I mean, damn, he is the one who's receiving child payments from Britney Spears."
So you're saying it's like acceptable? It's for a
It's
man?
more acceptable.
Right, it's a double standard. It's a
You
double
know?
standard in relationships and dating. So I say that to say this. Of that list that you gave for your ideal man, how many of those things do you guys check off yourself? As far as making that amount of money, as far as, you know, sexy, as far as loyal, as far as
Check. I'm pretty sure that we just gave lists that like are a reflection of us.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
so when you pick a man, you want somebody who's something similar to
Yeah, on the same
Absolutely.
level. Like, you know, same level and higher.
to who you are and higher.
And higher.
And higher.
Like the bottom, like the lowest you can go is at my level. You get what I'm
Okay.
saying? I'm not gonna go for anything lower
So
than
you wouldn't be about having, let's say,
I'm
a
not gonna build a
stay-at-home,
man, no.
a stay-at-home husband.
stay-at-home husband. No, I don't want to work like
so,
that.
So you believe in gender roles then? Like the woman has a certain role in a
I
relationship?
think in
and men-
relationship, yes, and I also think like in relationships, it's an agreement you both come together. Like not strictly like, I don't believe in 50-50.
Okay.
I don't believe in 50-50. I believe in 70-30 because if we're both working and we're gonna go half on rent, then we're gonna go half on the kids and go half on all the chores,
Right.
and half on everything. If that's what 50-50 entails, then I'll do 50-50.
Right.
But if like we both have to work,
You don't want to be the breadwinner. You don't want to.
if we both have to work, I have to work a 9 to 5,
Yeah.
and you have to work a 9 to 5, and then I have to come home and cook and clean and deal with the kids.
Right.
That's not fair.
But he
It's
was
not fair
saying-
on me. Hell no.
Okay.
But he was saying like, what if the guy was the stay-at-home man, like, the stay-at-home?
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
like,
what is that?
What if the
50-50?
roles were reversed? Like you were the one bringing the bread, and then the guy was.
I don't want to bring the bread.
See, okay. As a man, that's a natural thing for you to say. I don't disagree with it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to give you the reasons that I think most women are single. Okay, so I have 3 reasons that I wrote down here. You guys tell me if you agree, disagree, how you feel about it. Okay, I'll tell you where I'm coming from. Let me just scroll down. Okay. So the first reason that I have here that most women I think are single is women fail to communicate their standards properly to men. And that's not necessarily a problem that women have. It's just, I feel like a lot of women don't know how to communicate with men. I feel like they see the aggression, the power in men, and they feel like sometimes they need to respond back with that aggression and hostility. And that comes off negatively in the wrong way. Let me give you a situation, okay? So let's say you go on a first date with a guy and the date's done. You guys come home now and he's like, how about you come back to my place? Now, there's 3 ways this can go. You don't want to go back to his place, or you do, right? There's obviously those situations. But in those situations, there's how you respond to what he says.
Oh yes.
Okay,
The
how
uncomfortable-
you
the uncomfortable
communicate,
situation.
how you communicate your standards. Okay, so there's ways that women do this. First of all, there's the aggressive way.
Attacking.
Right. So you're like, what?
Are you
Go back to
fucking
your. Who do you
stupid?
think you are?
Yeah.
Who do you think I am? What do you think this is? This is da 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 da,
Yeah.
I
right?
personally don't like that way because then you can like generate a lot of
Problems.
Right. It
Unnecessary
comes off
yeah.
the wrong way, especially if it was a good date.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Why would you want to end it on that negative tone, right?
Yeah.
Then there's the other way where the complete opposite, where the woman is like super shy and they're just like, oh well, you know what? I have to wake up early tomorrow and I don't know. And, you know, I might have to do this, or they give other reasons as to what it is. And that's great. I mean, it communicates
that you don't want to go.
It communicates
To
the
a
wrong
certain
thing,
degree,
right?
yeah.
Because let's say you are attracted
you're
to
giving
this guy.
excuses and you're not actually saying.
If I'm the guy, I'm sitting there like, oh, she's not feeling me at all. You know, I'm done.
okay.
I'm done making an effort.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure at some point, every woman has used one of those reasons,
Yeah.
whether or not, for whatever reason they have. Now, I'm going to tell you the way to properly say it, okay, to a guy, okay?
From a guy
So if you're in this
point of view,
situation,
yeah.
this way you
If
communicate.
you're not trying to go.
If you're not trying to go.
Okay.
And this is how you're going to communicate your standards, and this is how you're going to let him know that you're still feeling it, okay? So first, what you're going to do is you're going to say, you know what? I would love to, but it's not really my style. What we could do is you take me out on another date sometime this week, and we see where it goes from there.
I like that answer.
I'm usually like, slow down, buddy. Like baby steps. I literally always remind them like baby steps. You know, you get excited or whatever. You
Right.
know? But like it's just like there's a process. You know.
Yeah.
Right. See, so when you say it like that, right? First of all, baby is not the word to be using. Don't be saying baby steps, okay? Don't be saying baby
I've
steps.
used
He's
it. It
showing
doesn't
you
really,
a way
like,
to communicate
you know,
that men will understand
But
Right.
your point.
But I'm saying when I use that word, it's just like a little crutch, you know, like it's not like, okay, like, you know, like I'm really good at being able to get my message across,
Right.
but not in a
No, it's very
rude
clear.
way,
No, your message
you know?
is super clear.
Yeah.
It's super clear. I don't know if you're getting this, but your message is super
But
clear.
to be honest with you, like
Steps.
I use that in the moment when I'm like someone's super excited, and then after it's like I want it to simmer down. So
Right,
like,
right.
let's mention the baby steps, you know.
But do you see how my approach, like, it communicates that that's just not something you want to do, but it also communicates I'm still attracted to you,
Yes.
right? So it allows the guy to say, you know what? If I'm hearing that, I'm still chasing after you, which is what women want, right? Women want guys to chase after them. The guys want to be chase after women. It's just a
Okay.
natural thing. I'm not saying guys don't want to chase out. If he's attracted to you
Yeah.
and you guys are hitting it off, he's going to naturally chase after you.
And pursue,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's
Pursue.
naturally going to pursue you. He's naturally going to want to see you again. So it's not something where if you say this, he's going to feel like, okay, this is done. I'm not going to do it. Allows him to just, feel that natural, and then he'll come to you after that. So, okay, let me give you another reason why I feel like, and this goes off of what Mala said. Okay, this is something I just added. You said that guys can't handle you. It's you have a lot of energy, which is another answer that a lot of women give, right? They say guys can't handle them, this and this and that. Now, I feel that like life, society, and feminism in a way has made women so hard that they feel like they need to build up this wall when dealing with somebody because they're protecting themselves.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But personally, from my experiences, I feel like meeting that person that really like mirrors me personally, like because I wouldn't say I'm just a straightforward person.
Okay.
I would say like I have so many aspects to my personality. Like even like maybe like a double life sometimes that I live. Like sometimes I'm, like in the music, or sometimes I'm just at home with, being a good mom and with my son and stuff. But it's like not everyone can adapt to that type of lifestyle of a woman having so many different aspects to her life, and that's why I'm saying like it takes a different type of man. It takes a man who probably is used to that life and also has
True.
the confidence, and understands what it's like to be living that life.
Yeah.
And I was saying it's more of the fact that they become insecure. Right.
Right.
Especially if you're doing more than them, or if you're always surrounding yourself with
100% agree
Yeah.
with that.
If you're
100% agree
outside.
with that. And that's something that men, I'm going to look at the camera for this one. This is something that men really need to get over, is the insecurity with these females who are going out and just doing things to try to
Get
just
the
make a
bag.
living. Just make a
Yes.
living. You know what I'm
Make
saying?
a name for yourself.
Make a name
Like,
for yourself.
you have to understand if you're going to be getting with a girl, you or a female woman, whatever you want to call them, you have to be understanding of what you're getting into. And I feel like a lot of guys will get into relationships or get with a girl and then see what they're doing. You know what I mean?
And, like,
then try to change it. And you know what? Some men are in the position to where they're earning enough to where they can do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
But if you're not, chill the fuck out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta chill. You gotta or step your game up. Or step your game up.
That one I like better.
Or step your game up and then say, listen, I'm gonna build something so you don't have to be doing this for the whole time. This is what we're gonna do, blah, 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 this and that. But to the second point, do you agree with what I'm saying that just life and society has made women hard to the point where when they see a guy and he's too good to be true, they'll almost build up a wall like, oh no, this guy's gonna hurt me for sure. Have you ever seen you guys doing that to yourself? Self-sabotage, I believe is what they call it.
Yes, I've done it in the past, but and now as I get a little bit older, I'm not afraid to be more vulnerable, because when you are a little bit more vulnerable and you express how you feel to people, you leave it in their hands to see how they want to treat you. And then you get to observe what they do with that information that you gave them. And then you can, as a person, either choose to remove them out of your life or continue the relationship with them.
I like that answer.
I personally, I don't feel like I've done that, right? I have sabotaged a little because I was dating someone that I felt was so many levels above me that I was so scared of like really being vulnerable and transparent about what levels I was at.
Why?
Because it just seemed like I felt like I would get judged.
Okay.
Or, you know, like I would, like that person would.
You felt like you were beneath him to the point where he wouldn't,
you know?
look at you a different way if you did certain things or act a certain way?
Well, it's not even about doing things, certain things, just like where you're at. You know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, you gotta remember, like, if you're not being real with that person, then that person, and that, you know, if they weren't to accept you for who you were, like, for its entirety, then that probably wouldn't be the person for you, right? But I don't do that often about the whole sabotaging thing. Like, I'll probably sabotage in my mind a little bit, that I'm like, oh my God, I'm scared. But I personally have had someone sabotage the relationship they had with me because they thought I was too good to be true.
I get that a lot too.
Whoa.
People sabotage. I don't know why that happens.
Why guys will sabotage relationships?
Like, I know exactly why it happens, because it's
too good to be
they
true.
just came off like a super traumatic experience,
Sure.
and then they find this person that, you know, they think is like too good to be true,
Right.
and then they have trouble
Accepting that they're genuine
especially if
too.
they have the fear of commitment naturally.
I can tell you from my personal experience, because people ask me all the time why I'm single, all the time. For a long time, for me, it was exactly what you just said. It was when I met somebody and I felt like I could build a relationship with them, I was like, oh no, I can't get with them. I'm going to ruin their lives.
Why?
Because I had gone through my life for so long, just from woman to woman to woman, just chasing different women and never really being able to focus on one. I literally broke up with girls because I knew I wanted to get with other girls. And rather than just cheat on them, I just said, why wouldn't I just be single?
So you would go into things with the anticipation or
The hope.
little bit.
The hope.
What do you mean the hope of like you going off to other girls?
No, the hope that I would,
saying.
no, the opposite. The hope that I would be able to maintain. When I find these girls that I say, oh, I could see a future with this, I would go in with the hope initially.
But then you'd be attracted to another girl.
Yes, exactly. I would go out to a club or I would go out somewhere else. This is real. And my energy when I'm at a club is I'm not the one who approaches females.
Yeah.
Right? Mala see me in clubs.
So you get swarmed by girls.
I'm never the one who's I'm never the one who's.
He's a gallus.
Don't expose. It's a lie. It's a lie.
Yo, trust me, guy, you be coming to the suit you coming to the club with the suit and.
Well, I gotta dress nice. Dress nice. That's when you're going out, you gotta dress. I don't always dress fancy, but when I go out, I make sure I dress properly.
He goes all out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But when I go out, my energy is one where I'm just chilling, right? So I'm having fun by myself or with whatever crew I'm with, right? So
you're the quiet guy in the back. Girls love that.
Thank you very much.
Girls love that.
Okay,
they love the quiet, mysterious.
Cheat code moment for all guys out there.
I find that so
cheat code moment.
Sexy.
I find it so sexy.
Women are attracted to energy.
Yes.
Okay, so all these guys, all you guys out there, this is another tidbit,
real women.
Another Justin Timbit. What did they call the Justin Bieber Timbits? What did they call them? Anybody remember?
Timbits. Timbies.
Timbies? Okay. This is a little tidbit.
For you.
A little Timbeeb for you. Okay. It doesn't really matter when you're approaching women what you say. It really doesn't matter. You could say the dumbest shit in the world, and trust me, I've said it. If you could think about something stupid, I've literally said it to a woman before. Yeah, I'm trying to get laughter out of a female. That's what I try to do. So I'll say something a little random, something a little reckless. Sometimes.
Yeah, you gotta make her laugh a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
I put it on my IG story one time. I told a girl that I wanted to take her home and break her like a popsicle stick.
Did you?
That's fucking funny.
You see that right there?
He's trying to.
See that right
she's
there?
She's trying to put you on the spot.
That's
right
what
now.
I'm talking about. Energy, right? Guys are so scared of approaching women and failing.
Really?
Yes, it's one of the biggest insecurities I think men have, and I'm so glad I have you guys on here because I'm pretty sure you've been somewhere where a guy has wanted to approach you and they've been so scared. And I'm gonna ask you this.
Actually, that makes sense.
If a guy approaches you, right, and it's a complete failure. He just the energy was off. He said the wrong thing or whatever. How long after that do you really think about it? Like, how quickly do you move on?
What do you mean?
Very, very quick.
Yeah, like how long do you think about that guy and how he failed trying to pick you up?
Seconds after.
Like you're done.
No, I mean
like it's a past memory.
I'll laugh about it with my girls or something.
And you might do a little joke, whatever, go back and then it's done within like 5 minutes.
Than 24 hours.
Or you think I'm gonna go the next day and be like, oh my God, remember that guy who like failed miserably? When he was talking to me?
Unless it was super funny.
Then you're gonna bring up a
that's
story.
That's gonna last a life. That's gonna be one of those stories you always tell.
It's like an epic fail.
The reason why I'm asking that is because for the guy, he'll think about that for the rest of the night.
Oh shit,
that'll be on his head top for the rest of the night.
So?
You think so?
Yeah, guys are sensitive.
Why isn't it just
think so.
On to the next.
I've lived it.
I've seen on to the next.
Well, it depends. For guys that don't get a lot of girls, it's gonna hurt a lot.
Because this is the difference between a man and a female in a club. You guys walk in. And every man is an option. Every man in that club is an option for you. I walk into that club, not every woman is an option. Not every woman is going to find me attractive. Not every woman is going to be like, yeah, I like your energy, like your style. It's just not going to happen. I wish.
You got to be selective, right?
I wish, but I am selective. But I can be selective and walk up to the wrong person.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying, like, you have limited
Either one of you could walk up to any man in a club.
No, men do have a limited selection than women. Women, it's like everyone.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. And that's when I say when women say that there's no good men out there or that it's too difficult. I said this on the last episode. I said, is it that there's no good men out there? Or is it just that the men that you're looking for, the men that you're going for, are the ones with the bad character that are ticking off the wrong boxes?
Yep.
Okay, first things first.
Okay.
I do not ever look for a man at a club. That's like the first thing.
That's the one.
Okay, well, yeah, we can take it out club situation.
I'm gonna be like, where are you looking?
I just do that because that's like a pickup spot.
Okay, yeah. If you're looking to hook up, whatever, great spot. But if you're looking for a relationship, which is what we're talking about, right? I wouldn't start at the club. Maybe you can find your person at the club. But to me personally, the first thing I tell someone, if you're looking for something real, you gotta look at
a different location.
In a different, more organic setting.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I just don't think the club, which is a hookup spot, is the best place to do
that's true. You know that's true. So where would be the spot for you then?
Grocery store. No, I'm joking.
IG.
I mean, today, let's be real. In 2023, it's dating apps. It's social media. It's social media. I'm personally not on any of them either. Me personally, I'm not on that vibe. But
I mean, like, it's cool for you if you want to do it. Like, I personally don't like dating apps because it's like now you're having more expectations when you're on a dating app.
Right.
For me, IG is like, okay, you see this person, you see that person, you're just talking casually, getting to know people. I really think it happens more organically through getting to know people and networking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And after, it's like, if you want to do your own little thing, then, you know, you could call each other up.
Putting yourself out there.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Putting yourself out there.
You feel the chemistry.
Right.
And you definitely just, I feel like it's so much better to put yourself out there.
For women, I believe that is the key ticket. That's what you got to do. You got to go out to events. You got to go out, even though you don't like it. You got to go out to the clubs. You got to go out to these spots and just put yourself out there. See what attracts. See what you attract. Look for the right thing, but it allows you to be more selective. You know what I'm saying?
It opens up your selection.
It opens up your even though the pool is full of little.
The pool is crazy. You see John Tory's
It's full of sardines and all of these fish, but you know there's some good fishes out there too.
But you see the difference when you're going to a club. Like, what are you really going for? The purpose, like you're there for the music. You know, it's not even supposed to be really much of a talking environment.
Yeah, you can't get to know
Some girls are just going to be assholes, if you ask me, but that's just my personal opinion.
But what I'm saying is, like I said, like if you want to shoot your shot, do it in a place where, you know, like you're getting something done, or you know, you're doing a hobby, or you know, like just put yourself out there.
But like I said, it's tough for guys because when that fear of failure is probably one of the biggest insecurities in men of all the insecurities. It's just that fear of failure, and like if I'm in any situation and I either one of you, that's it for the night. I'm probably, if I fail with you, then I'm done for the night. I'm not going on. I have friends that will just, you know, move from one to the next and have no fear. But me personally, I'm so selective that when I go in there,
and you put yourself out
there. You're attracted to very few people
out there.
I have no shame in my game, okay? I feel like I'm very attractive. I have a good personality. I have everything there. This and that.
Ladies,
so when I go, so when I step up in the club, when I go out, besides the fact that I have to dress nice, your parents has to be nice. You have to give that so that you get the eye in the first place. You have to be able to attract the physical first, right? But besides that, when I go into the club, I'm going in there to get the best looking female. That's my approach. When I go into any club and I approach that female, she is, in my eyes, the best looking female there.
Okay.
That's what I'm going in. That's why for me, or for guys, or how I used to be, I'm over that now, but like how guys are, is that when they go in with that mentality, can you imagine? And you strike out, there's no 3 strikes in this game. It's 1 strike and you're gone. So, you know, if you're a woman in that situation, this is what I got to say to women, because I understand alcohol plays a large part in this. So a lot of women will come off a little aggressive, and some guys will approach a little aggressive. You don't have to be humble. This is what I'm going to say to women. You don't have to be humble in these settings. You can be aggressive. These are one of the few settings where you can be, because you're setting your boundaries. You're setting your boundaries. You're letting people know that's not the way to approach. If it's off, just say it's off. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have to be hard. You don't have to be rock. Men are attracted to very feminine women.
Feminine, yes.
They're attracted to that feminine side of you, that nurturing, that caregiving side. Me personally, I just learned that my love language is acts of service, or acts of.
Are you a Virgo?
I'm a Libra.
Oh, Libra.
I'm a Libra.
Okay.
Here we go again with the horoscope.
What do you mean, here we go again?
Acts of service of your love language, of like the way that people communicate with you, or the way that you do things for them?
Both.
Yeah.
Okay, so I did a test. Okay, so I went to some food truck festival, and I went with a friend, and she was asking me what my love language is. I'm like, I don't know what that is.
You did one of the online quizzes.
So we did one of the online quizzes, which was way too long for me. It's why are there so many questions? Love is very confusing, even to the internet,
complicated.
Apparently. Yeah.
Has many aspects.
But what I learned is that for me, both doing and receiving is acts of service. So for me, the way I show love is by doing things for you, by saying, let's do this, let's do that, let me give you this, this is what I want to do for you. And for me, receiving love is the same acts of service as well. This brings me to my third one, which is actually pretty funny. The third reason I think women are single is because they have no problem initially attracting a man, but they fail to maintain that attraction on their end.
I love this topic.
Okay. Now there needs to be effort that's put on both sides, right? That's how I feel about it. How do you guys feel about that when I say that? I feel that women just fail to be able to maintain that attraction with their other. This is why.
Fail to keep the guy interested in them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
exactly that.
That's what I got from that.
Exactly that.
And I think a lot of girls need to work on their personalities more.
Yeah.
And understand that it's not just about how you look, because a lot of girls fall victim to that and think that, okay, I'm
pretty
super
and
hot,
that's it.
and like, you know, this guy likes me, but then the joke is that you can't keep him. And why can't you keep him?
Right.
Because you're not mentally stimulating him.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think most guys want to be mentally stimulated, you know what I'm saying? But also, it depends. For me, it's also like, how quick did you give it up? You know what I mean? What kind of connection did you have?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like...
I can tell you for most men, it doesn't matter how quickly you give it up.
I know.
As far as the attraction.
I'm not going to lie to you.
That doesn't matter.
I realize that because like...
First date, third date.
Yeah,
if he's into you, he'll wait.
Yeah. But also,
I didn't mean for that to rhyme.
It could happen right away.
That was dope, though. I got bars. Sorry. I had to. I got bars.
You got to.
I had to do it.
But I was saying, like, sometimes it can happen. It can go on right away, you know? Like, you guys can get down to business right away. And then, you know, I've seen guys just ditch the girl, but then I've also seen the ones that, like, maintain the connection. And keep going, you know? So, yeah, it doesn't really matter. Now I've realized that it doesn't really matter how fast you give it up. But at the same time, you just got to be able to maintain a good connection. You know what I mean? Like, and that means mentally stimulating. And, you know, because there's no longevity in anything if there's nothing, like, up here. You know what I mean?
I also think you have to have your own life, too, because a lot of girls don't, like...
That's true.
They get clingy, and it's like, what do you have to offer mentally-wise, like, to the guy? Like, you could, if you don't have your own thing going on, you don't have your own day of things that you're doing, like, what kind of conversation are you gonna bring to him? You know what I mean?
It's tough. Okay.
It's hard.
I want you to think about it like this from a man's perspective, because I don't think women actually think about the stress and pressure that is on a relationship when it comes to men. So let's take it this way. Let's start from the very first date. Who pays for the first date?
The guy.
Okay, so
I'll
start.
I'll still offer just to show I'm an independent bitch. Like,
Which is perfect.
But
which is
I
perfect.
know you're paying.
Which is perfect. Which is perfect, because that's what a lot of women won't do. They won't even offer to pay, and the man always ends up paying.
You get the food.
You know, that's cool. Some guys are cool with that, but if you just sit back, go ahead.
I love the moment where they're like, "Please don't disrespect." And I'll be like, "I'm so sorry.
No, we gotta act like our pockets
I'll never
is
do
stacked.
it again."
No, we gotta act like our pockets is stacked, even if it's light. We gotta act like our pockets is stacked, like we got you. You know what I mean? That's the plan.
Yeah, I love that. I'm like,
but you gotta offer.
That's a little test. But like, I've seen guys where they're like, "Oh yeah, okay, sure, why not?" I'm like, "Never seeing you again."
Right. Exactly. Okay, so then that's the first date. The guy's paying for that. So now I gotta go into the first date. I gotta think, okay, I'm paying for this entire thing. Plus I gotta plan it. I gotta set the time. I gotta make reservations. I gotta look nice. I gotta do all this. And this is after my 8 to 10 hour shift. Right. So then we pop up. That date goes well. We have a few dates. Potentially I pay for all of those dates, or the guy pays for all of those dates. Let's make it general. The guy pays for all of those dates. Now let's get into a relationship. Now we're in a relationship. The guy's taking you on trips. The guy's buying gifts.
I like that
You gotta
guy.
give things back too. You can't do.
Which is, there you go. You're just saying the right things right now.
Because I am wifey.
You're saying the right things right now.
That's right.
Over here.
Unfortunately, what you're saying isn't really common in most relationships.
It's not
But
common.
but you're saying the right things. You definitely have at least offer. So this is the problem when I think women get in relationships with men, why they feel like why this goes down. Okay, so sometimes the man will be making, let's say, 140,000, and let's say the woman's making like 50 grand. She feels like he's making so much more money than me that it's okay if he pays. He's got it. You know what I'm saying? The problem with that is that when you get in a relationship, it's a partnership. That becomes you now join together. You meld together. So if you only have like a certain portion of it, you got to offer to contribute when these things are happening. When you're going on these trips, listen, babe, I know I can't pay for everything, but I want to pay off that.
Do your part.
Because you have to imagine. You have to imagine the pressure on the man when he has. Especially, I haven't even got to kids yet.
Okay.
Imagine you're just in a relationship. He wants to do these things, right? But the hours, you're working overtime. You're probably working all these other hours just so you can spoil this woman. Just so I can show her how much I love her. If acts of service or whatever is your love language, And in most relationships, the woman unfortunately doesn't reciprocate that all the time. If she does, it's on birthdays, it's on
No, I
anniversaries.
spoil my man all the time.
It's on Christmas, which is cool, but those are like commercial things. You know what I'm saying?
Those are like expected.
Right. Those are like expected things or whatever. So you get in a relationship, there's that and that. So now we get into, let's say it goes longer. You guys are about to get married. Now he's got to save up for an engagement ring. Mm-hmm. On average, they say the engagement ring should cost 5 years of your salary.
What? Wow.
That's what they say.
5 years of your salary.
5 years of your salary.
Your whole salary.
Is whatever
That's
your salary
crazy.
is. The wedding ring should be about 5 years
Just
of
for a
salary.
ring?
Yeah, that's what they say. Is it? What is it? What is it?
No, I don't know if you're right or wrong.
Oh, I thought you can't be nodding. You can't be nodding over there, Manny. Okay.
I think that's stupid, in my
3 months
opinion.
salary.
Is it 3 months salary?
3 months.
Whoa, this guy said 5 years.
I thought it was 5 years.
I'm
I thought it was
working.
5 years.
Wow,
Like a
me
slave
too.
for
I'm
five
trying
3 months?
just to give her a ring.
3 months salary? Okay, I was a little bit off.
A little.
Okay, so it's 3 months salary. So 3 months salary or whatever.
Okay.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. That's way better.
Yeah.
I was like, that's just
Wow,
I'm
that's a
never
lot
getting
of
married.
pressure.
I'm never getting
5
married.
years.
That's what I
3
thought it
months.
was.
3 months is a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 months salary he's got to save up to do that.
Okay.
And then it comes to the wedding, right? So that's the average.
Wow.
Average wedding
Who's-
cost
Oh.
$28,000. That doesn't include the ring that he got
That's
you,
like
right?
pennies for some people.
28. I don't know what quote pennies you're talking about. But okay, so
I'm joking.
the kickback, I've had this discussion with women, and the kickback that they get is the father pays for the wedding.
Cool.
Right?
Which,
Okay, but what if you don't have rich parents? Like,
Yeah.
Right. Some people have
The
where the
father?
father
In
can
what
pay for the wedding.
culture?
My response is a man is still paying for the wedding. So it doesn't really, you're not, somebody has the burden. It's still the man in the situation. There's still pressure on the man in that situation. Right? Now we're married. We went through all of that. Now we have kids. Da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
The point that I'm getting at is, in order to keep a man interested in you throughout these times where he has these things on his head top. I'm just showing you what men think throughout the relationship, right? It's small things that women need to do. Some of them are sexual. Some of them are not, right? Simple text like, have you eaten today? Is something that is simple that could be done just to show that you care. Or if you want to get a little bit more provocative, a random nude throughout the day, a random sexy pic, a random sexy message throughout the day. That way, these men are not at work stressing the fuck out, thinking to themselves, there's other women out there. I could just go out right now and get laid.
Yeah, why
You gotta keep it spicy, you
You
know?
gotta be the woman of his dreams.
Yeah.
Okay,
You know what I'm
but
saying?
this is the thing. You're saying the right things.
But
You're
when
saying
it
the right
comes to the
things.
actual
You can
relationship,
talk the talk,
You're
but
also
can you walk
single.
the walk?
Yes, you're also single. So I say to myself,
boom, boom, boom.
when you're saying all these things, are you applying them? Because they're the right
Absolutely.
things. They're the right things. I don't see with you agreeing with all of these things why you don't have somebody locked down already.
No, like I said, I don't think I'm single because I can't do those things.
Right.
I think I'm single because I haven't found someone worthy of me doing all
That
those
part.
things for now. Like I used to do that all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? I know what I'm capable of. I know what I do. But it's just like, was that person the right person to be doing all that for? It
exactly.
just depends on how much they reciprocated.
So
Right.
when you described your ideal man, if they ticked off a lot of those boxes, that would be the person that you would do these things to. So you're
Absolutely.
sending out the nudes, you're sending out these sexy
Absolutely.
messages.
You gotta mentally stimulate
giving him
in
things-
every single way. You cannot lack in any department, in my opinion.
Right.
So if I was your wife, I'd be like, you're private dancer, you're stripper, you're whatever. You know what I mean? Like your chef. You know the wife, the mom, everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like you gotta be all of it. You know.
So you have no problem let's say your life was the point where the man could afford to or your husband could afford to just support. You didn't have to work. You didn't have to do anything. Are both of you comfortable living that life, just taking care of the children, cooking,
No.
cleaning, staying at home and just chilling? Or you
No,
said
I'm not a housewife.
Okay, so
Like I can do that, but I also need to do something on the side that, because I have a lot of energy too. Like I
Okay.
need to be invested into something else. Like I can't just be at home waiting for you. Like I need to run a
Wants to feel
project.
productive and contribute.
so what
to
would you
yourself.
say if I said that you take all of that energy
Uh-huh.
and you put it into your children? because
I would obviously still be
Instead of-
doing that.
right, instead of working a job, this is because this is what I said on the last one too. Instead of working a job and slaving for a corporation and making somebody else rich,
I wouldn't want to work a job, but like I would have like a side
business.
like
project.
a side hustle.
A business.
Not side hustles, side projects, something that I do other than my home life.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
But your main focus would
my
be
main focus is my home, but I
Okay.
need something else to remove myself because the
For
home life.
self-fulfillment.
Yeah, for self-fulfillment. Dealing
Right.
with being at home, I'm a mom already, so I do all of those things. Like you wanna like just break away sometimes.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's fine. That's fine. I totally agree with that. That's something good because once again,
Mm-hmm.
right answers. Because what you're saying is not common. There's a lot of, especially on the feminism side.
Didn't you post a rare post today? Like we're rare and stuff like that.
What about it?
No, I'm saying like we're different.
Oh,
You
that
know
you're
what I
different.
mean?
That you're
No, it's
rare.
like
Yeah.
we still like want to feel like self-fulfilled in the sense where, you know, like we're using our talents or we're using our intelligence and our
Right.
skills and putting it into something, because some people don't just want to, you know, like be in the shadows. Some people still want to create and,
Yeah.
you know, have their own sense of identity. You
Right.
know what I mean?
So let me ask you guys this then, as a question. Do you feel that women need men?
Yes.
Need men?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And men need women.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yin
do,
and yang. You need
Right.
it.
so do you think that gender roles are super important? How important do you think they are? As far as a man plays this role and a woman playing a certain other role?
I think gender roles are important, but you have to not assume when you're in a relationship that your partner knows his gender roles. Like it has to be a discussion.
Right.
Because that's where a lot of people get in conflict. Like women like assume because the man's supposed to be doing that, he's gonna handle it. But what if he's not that type of man, you know? So there has to be a conversation around gender roles.
Right.
It's interchangeable. You know, like it depends on your situation. It depends on the type of man. It depends on the type of woman. For me, I personally think that gender roles, like I personally like think that gender roles are still, what's the word I'm looking for? Sorry, obviously cut this. I'm finding the word. Gender roles are still relevant to me.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Because I personally think that a woman that gives birth to a child has her roles naturally.
Right.
That's my own belief.
Nurturing.
You know, you gotta. The child was birthed from you, so you generally have the responsibility to be taking care of that child.
Primarily.
If you would like to transfer that responsibility off to your husband and he's cool with that, then you can do that.
Yeah,
By all
exactly.
means, you know, but there's a difference between the motherly nurturing aspect than a man, right? I mean, mans don't have titties to give milk, you know what I mean?
Makes it a little tough.
It's a different type of connection
For
there.
that type of,
It's like
for
a
that-
physical thing, in my opinion. It's something to do,
Right.
too, you know?
So once again, the small for any women that are watching this or anything, if you are that woman who is struggling to keep a man, like he seems like he's very attracted to you at first and then it seems to fall off, the reason is you're failing to do the small things. To one, men just want to feel like they're important. It's an ego thing.
Also, I think a lot of women, because of this whole feminist movement, like I feel like a lot of women have taken on masculine energy,
Right.
and that's kind of like, sure, the guy gets attracted to you physically because you look like a feminine woman, you know what I mean?
Right.
But after getting to know you, it's like, okay, you're kind of giving me like the energy my homeboy gives me.
That's the problem.
And then he drifts away and you wonder why. Like, oh, I'm cute. Like, why doesn't he like me? It's because you maybe argue too much or like you don't know how to properly communicate yourself in a sense where you're not like arguing and attacking the person.
Sometimes, and this goes for both sides, sometimes you got to be willing to just back down from a situation and
Choose
just
your
give
battles.
in and just give in and just give in and just, you don't always have to be hard. You don't always have to be in front of somebody's face. You don't always have to be aggressive and all that type of stuff. You can calm down. Now, when you're focusing on your family and your children and all of these things, it's funny because like, I feel like society has made it so that cooking and cleaning and taking care of the kids for women is almost looked down upon. Like if those are the things that your whole life consists about, then you're not really doing anything with your life. And the feminism movement definitely contributes to that whole aspect. And I think that's a major, major, major problem, because from what I know, some of the wealthiest people that we look up to as far as celebs, as far as business people and everything like that, the person that they're always thanking, the person that I always see them with is their mothers. Think about it.
Because they give them life.
Think about it.
Because they nurtured them.
Right. Because they
there.
nurtured them. Friday, can you bring up the website for me? I want to show these guys something. The second one. So this is a website that I just Googled. And it's all the celebrities with their mothers or with their parents.
Sick.
The reason why I want to show this is because it shows a different energy. It shows a different vibe. It shows success when a parent realized that if I focus my energy, instead of me focusing on trying to be more man-like and trying to be more powerful, and I want to be the CEO instead of just doing this, and I got to have this and I got to have that. If I focus on my children, and this is not to demean any women out there, but if you pass a certain age and you're not already successful and making six figures and you have two children, maybe just focus on their dreams and what their aspirations are and what their careers are, and see what happens. And just see what happens. But too many parents, and I'm not going to make this personal or anything like that, but too many parents are focused on themselves and fail to focus on their children's talents because, and I get it.
And nurture their talents.
Right, I get it. There's pressure. I got to pay the bills. I got to feed you. I got to take care of you. I got to do all these things. But when this is a perfect example of all these celebrities with their parents, their famous celebrity parents, there's celebrities that are there with their non-famous parents as well. And it just shows that it's one of those things where the energy, I feel society has it misdirected now.
You got to invest in your kids is what you're saying.
Right. Society has it very misdirected, and they have women in a different role. And I feel like you guys said,
they switched the roles.
Right. Women are trying to switch the roles, and women just got to stay in their role, maintain the feminine side, do the little things, communicate properly. You know, if you're attracted, communicate effectively. You don't have to be aggressive. You have communicate effectively. And these are the key signs to just not just attracting the man that you want, because let's be real, you guys have more options than I do. Just being women, right? Not just attracting the man that you want, but the right guy. So instead of waiting for him to do something that reminds you of your ex, or to do something that breaks your heart, or to do this, let him know what your standards are from the very beginning.
That is what I've learned.
That's very important.
Let him know the standards from the very first, the first date. It's not, if he's intimidated by it, then guess what? It's not him.
It's not the friend.
It's not him.
Person,
Why are women so worried about being intimidating to men? If you intimidate the man, then he's not the one. He is already not confident enough. Why do you want him around? It's not going to get any better.
Yeah, so this is something I've definitely learned this year, because I feel like I went through a breakup.
Yeah.
And then this girl, she's only 21 years old, but she's accomplishing a lot. And I remember we had a conversation together, and she was saying, she's like, I break it down for these guys, like right at the beginning when we first are sitting down, you know, like these are my expectations. She's like, honey, he's like, if you're gonna play games on me, I'm just gonna leave. You know what I mean? And, you know, like I feel like guys love that. I feel like guys love
They definitely do. When you set your standards, they're like, ooh, she's not a push around.
So I remember
it makes it very clear, because listen, if you make it clear to the guy off bat what you're looking for, and he likes you, he is going to mold and form himself into that shape and do what he needs to do to fit those criteria.
But how long after can he keep that up?
If it's naturally him, if it's something that's naturally him, it won't be a tough adjustment.
Yeah.
Because all these things that women really want are small adjustments. They're not big. There's nothing, I've never heard a woman ever want something from a man that's not attainable. You know, except for these women out here that want sweetie treatment. That's how you say her name.
Birkin bags.
8 figures. That's my type, or whatever she says. That to me is ridiculous because she's not making enough money to be asking for that type of stuff. You got to be making the same amount of money if that's what you're out there doing. And you're selling 2,000 copies of your album the first week. You're not doing it. You're not doing it. You're not doing it. It's not happening.
And I'll be honest with you. Like I said to myself, I'm like, okay, like if that person were to come back around, it's like I realized that I would set out. Cut those. But like I realized that I would now vocalize my expectations and my standards.
Right.
Because I remember having gone through that relationship that I didn't do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then they determine what's allowable and what's not, right? So then
you find yourself bending to those standards later down the road because you've been in it for so long and now so much time has passed. I don't want to waste time, or they've done this for me at that point or that for me, and you put yourself in a worse position.
And the only way that I found a solution to that was to put my foot down and cut it, because you know, if that person already doesn't have the boundary, like respect you and your boundaries, right? Then what are you going to do? Are you just going to keep going until you wait and pray for the day that they respect you?
Right.
Or are you going to make a change and realize that, you know, teach a message that this is not what I will tolerate, right? So that's exactly what I did. And then if that person were to ever come back around, I'd be like, okay, well, listen, I'm not the same person as before. This is what I expect.
Right.
And that's very important.
Right. Respect is super important. One last thing I want to make super clear to guys, because they feel like this is super important. Men out there, just to be clear, you don't have to be super powerful. A lot of these relationship gurus are talking shit in your ears, okay? They say that you have to have a status financially, you have to be making a certain amount of money to be considered an alpha male and all of these things. It's bullshit. It's your energy. Once again, it's your energy.
100%.
I have to reiterate this because it's super important, because I see a lot of guys fail because they watch these guys and they believe that they have to be making a certain amount of money, they have to look a certain way and all this type of thing. Nah, bro. I know super, super attractive women who are attracted to dad bods. Dad bods doesn't mean you have to go to the gym every day. It doesn't mean you have to be eating healthy diets. I know certain women who are super, super attractive who are with guys who take out the garbage on a daily basis. I'm not downing people who do that job because they make money, but I'm saying that's not the $1 million, $2 million career, and their lives are great. Their lives are fantastic because they've learned to just say, listen, this is a person who checks off majority of my boxes. Nobody's going to check off all of them. So instead of looking for somebody to check off all the boxes, just look for somebody who checks off the important ones. You got to put them in an order.
You can have everything you want.
And
but
that's
at
what
the
you
same time,
get.
I'm saying I think the problem mainly lies for men is in pride and ego.
Right.
Right? And that's where it comes into energy.
Right.
It's like, humble yourself down a little bit.
Right.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, when we're really trying to figure out who you are, it's not really about what you have. It's about how you move, how you treat somebody, right? That's the most important part, right?
I want to touch on one last thing. This is something that when you guys are watching this just happened, but when you guys are watching, this is going to be a little bit after. I'm going to take it from a different perspective, though. Have you guys heard about the whole John Tory situation?
Yes.
Right.
Not my favorite man, but Rob Ford.
Rob. So what do you guys think about that? And when I ask, what do you guys think about that? What do you think about the treatment he's getting, the treatment she's getting? And as far as politicians and when they end up in these affairs, that really being the end of their careers.
I mean, personally, I think it happens in the workforce naturally. Like, you don't have to be a politician. I think those things really happen a lot, except because of their title, they have a certain level of respect they need to uphold, a professionalism, and it's unfortunate that it's put in the public like that. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for her because, like, I don't know if you guys seen his pictures. Like, this is what she's like. I don't know. It was embarrassing, and for him too, because he's been in a marriage. It's embarrassing for the wife. It's just like all around embarrassment.
I was like, what about his wife? But you are knowingly doing what you're doing in the position that you're in. You're not just
Like you
a
lost
regular,
your job
regular guy.
over pussy.
That's my
Your
main question.
jaw, you worry.
Why do you think he would be willing to sacrifice that? What do you guys think?
Because he can't control it. He can't control the urge. his urges like control him. You
I
know,
looked
some
up his
people have
age. The man is
self-
68 years old.
I don't know, man. Maybe it never
Saying his
stops.
drive is high, huh? with all that stress, with all that COVID stress.
I can tell you the reason that happened. First
Why?
off, the exact conversation that we're having, and that's why it's good to tie up this whole thing with is those 3 reasons that I just gave as to why women are single. I can guarantee his wife hit at least 1 or 2 of those things.
Yeah,
They've been
probably got
together for a while.
comfortable.
They've been together for a while. She probably got comfortable. You become roommates after a while.
Why does
So
anybody cheat?
So
you know?
I'm not gonna say that he's the victim here in the situation, but that is a situation where the wife made the decision a long time ago, and homeboy
You
said,
don't know that for sure, though.
For
you
sure.
can't blame the
100%.
wife for him
No, 100%.
cheating. Is that what's going
"No,
on here?
100%, no, 100%, 100%, no, 100%, 100%."
Men are
I'm not
dogs.
saying all men go out
Men are
and the
dogs.
reason that they cheat is because of women.
But there's men
the
who
woman that they're in a
have
relationship
women
with.
that
I'm
are
not saying
doing
that.
all of that, and they still go
Cheat.
out and cheat.
Right.
So
And usually when that happens, there's 2 main reasons, and they're not tied to what I'm saying.
He's problematic within himself.
That guy is just not ready to settle down, and he's trying to convince himself that he is, and he's just not.
So instead of cheating, why not communicate
I feel
that
like
with your wife?
Because for us men, the conquering is the big thing. It's you said.
So she has to play hard to get 40 years into her relationship?
Listen. If that's what she's
like
doing.
No, you're not getting
I
none
feel like-
tonight, Tori.
No, listen. You don't gotta be doing that all the time and always giving and all that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying every week I need a nude every week. I'm not saying all of that. What I'm saying is, you guys have intuition. Women have intuition. You can tell when a man his attraction is fading, right? A lot of women will make a decision at that point. They will either decide to say, no, I'm not going to let you stray and I'm going to do something at that point. Or they're going to be like, you know what? Cool. Let it slide. There had to be a point where his wife saw in him that the attraction that was there
Everyone
before
knows.
Yeah.
was not there. She
But
had
what
to.
if?
But
What
how you gonna tell me?
if? What if she
As a
tried to
politician-
spice it up and he was not having it?
Too late then.
But I feel like as
Wow.
a politician,
She was too late.
As a politician, we're talking about the image that you need to uphold as
Yeah,
a politician.
fuck all that, man.
'Cause-
Fuck all that
I'm just
politician
saying-
shit.
I'm just saying, like,
Fuck all
you
that
know, like
politician
maybe
shit.
they
I'm
were
talking
still
about just
together.
being a man.
Maybe they wanted to leave each other from a long time.
Maybe
but,
they're
but
not.
they're
I'm
in a
talking about
relationship
just
to
having-
uphold the family.
I'm
you
talking
know?
about just
Facts.
being a
Okay.
man in general. This
Okay, or
you don't have
maybe
to be a
John Tory
politician.
just got a second wind.
Listen, but at his age, that's a 5th or 6th. That's a 5th or 6th win you need to be
I'm pretty
on.
sure she's not the first. Like, how
It
did
is
even?
what it is. Men are dogs.
Okay, that's not how that's definitely not how this is gonna end. Because that's not the case. That's not the case.
Cut that part out.
If it is the case where the man is doing that,
joking.
if the man is doing that, he's doing y'all a favor. He's showing you who he is. He's showing you he's not the right one.
And that's when you need to
Y'all
get up
just
and
need to
leave.
cut it.
Though, like, why
Y'all
can't
need to
you just
cut it.
communicate it?
Y'all wanna sit
That's
here.
what I'm saying. It's
y'all
being
wanna sit
blamed on
here
the
and
women.
complain about it. But I know tons of women who have had a guy cheat on them and they decided to chill and stay in the relationship for a little bit longer. For whatever reason you have.
That's
I don't really
on
care
you,
what it
sis.
is.
If they want to do that,
That's what I don't really care what the reason is. But if you're gonna stay with somebody who cheats, I don't want to hear you complaining first
Facts.
of all. Okay? I'd stop complaining.
Don't
if you've even
even.
done it once in your life, don't complain to me about it. I don't want to hear it. Now, if you're one of those people who get cheated on and you leave right away and then you go and get back with somebody else and they cheat on you and you go and get back with somebody else who cheated, you attract certain energy. You attract certain guys. You put the
You need to
energy
figure
out
out
there.
why you're doing
And
that.
certain men are going to give you that key sign. If it's the guy who's out there buying drinks for everybody and is always social and always with this girl and that girl, maybe wait for him to settle down. Maybe make him come to you.
That's a red flag, ladies.
It's definitely a red flag.
Yeah.
It's definitely a red flag. It's not that you want the guy who's sitting at home all the time and doing that, but you want the guy who's sitting at home and is focused on his career and that. There's a lot of guys who are focused on their career, sitting at home, knowing that eventually the women will come to them.
I personally don't feel like I feel like when I'm in a relationship with someone, I usually end up having a good intuition about them, about like the cheating thing.
Right.
You know, like I like someone who's really authentically all about you.
So how
You know
long?
what I mean?
So you okay?
I don't know. It's just an intuition thing. Like I can tell, like that someone really carries that loyalty in them, where they want it so bad for themselves that they wouldn't do it to you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that
is the quality of the
if a guy wants you, if a guy's attracted to you, I'm guaranteeing y'all, they will show it from the very beginning. If it fades, you got to pay attention to that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's two ways you can go about it. Like I said before, you can either act on it to where you try to do something about it, or you can let it slide. If you let it slide and he goes out and he cheats on you, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
You're the
that's
weak
true.
I don't want to hear
You're
it.
the weak one.
I don't want to hear it
Yeah.
because you can't sit here and tell me I grew up with sisters. My mom, my grandma raised me. I know women have that intuition in them. They can tell when something's
No, that's
different.
true. If you
When
see
something's
it's fading
off.
away and
When
you're not
something's off.
doing your part to bring it back together, then yeah.
Bro,
don't do it.
I was with this girl and I was at work one day and I got a text message from an ex-girlfriend I hadn't spoken to in like years. She was just like, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Listen, Molly, you gotta stop it because I'm trying to put out the image that I'm just a regular dude
He's
out
a
here.
changed man.
Yeah, like, and you're exposing. This is why this is the danger with bringing people on that actually know who you are. But that's fine. I like it this way. I like it. Okay, but I was chilling later with my girl, and out of nowhere, she's like, "Let me see your phone," and I'm like, "Why?"
With
She's
the
like,
girl. Oh shit.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was
She's like, "Let me see your
quick.
phone," and I'm like, "Why?" She's like, "I just want to check something. I want to check something on Google." And I'm like, "But you got your phone. You got your phone.
Google yourself.
Your phone. Did you delete the Google app on your phone or something like that? You don't have a Google app?" She's like, "No, your phone's faster because this is your house. You have the Wi." She had all the reasons. She had all the reasons. No, she had all the reasons.
She was ready.
She had all the reasons. But it was, to me, it was like, okay, I know she's gonna see this. I didn't delete it. I didn't respond. I let her check my phone. The first thing she did was go and see the text message. She's like, what is going on?
Mm-hmm.
The first thing she said was, what is going on? I said, I don't know, because literally I just got that and you're asking to see my phone. I'm very confused. There's an intuition that these women have.
Yeah, no, it's
I'm
true.
telling you, that scared me. It let me learn. I learned from it.
You're like, nah, I can't.
I learned
pull
from
one
it.
over
I'm
you.
not innocent. I'm not out here. I'm not out here like that. You know what I mean? In a different episode, we'll discuss the reasons as to why I'm single. Now that we found out why these lovely ladies are single, their reasons. This was another good discussion, man. I like this. This was good.
Good.
We learned some things. We learned some things from men, some things from women, which is the goal here. Hopefully, anybody who's watching this right now, if you're in the comment section, thank you very much. I appreciate you. This is what it is, man. This is what it is.
You should have an episode where you teach women how to communicate.
Oh, you think I'm good enough to teach women how to communicate?
I think it's good. I think it's good enough
you like
to
that? Oh, okay.
give a perspective.
Do I have a conversion over here?
She might like communicate to men.
Why you gotta kill it though? Why do you have to kill it? She was giving
That's
me
what I meant,
a
yes.
little compliment.
I didn't get to finish what I was
This is a
saying.
little compliment, yo. It was a little
We
one.
gotta bring you back down.
Yo, stop this. Oh my
Baby
God.
steps, baby steps.
Baby, here we go again. You know, that's perfect. That's perfect right there. I thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate you. The Peruvian Goddess. Mala, say peace to the people. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and yeah, man, we'll see you again next episode.
Bye.
That was so much fun.
That was fun, yeah.
That was dope.
We love hip hop.